Hello my friends, welcome back. I hope you had a nice relaxing weekend. Today I am going to do an experiment with you called the walking rainbow. So for this experiment, you're going to need 6 cups, paper towels, something to mix with, so I have a spoon, scissors, your observation sheet, which I will talk a bit about in a minute, some water, and food coloring. And I put all of my plastic cups on a plate just to keep them in one place in case I have to move them. So the very first thing you're going to do for this experiment is you're going to pour water in your cups. However, you're only going to pour water in 3 of these cups. You're going to pour in every other cup. You're going to pour the same amount of water in each of your 3 cups. 1, skip a cup. 2, skip a cup. 3. I'm going to rearrange my cups because they're starting to slide a bit. They barely fit on this plate. Okay. So the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to be putting food coloring inside of your cups with water. We are eventually going to make a rainbow, but we're only going to put colors in 3 of these cups. Do you have a guess what colors these are going to be? Red. These are our primary colors. So I'm going to put 3 drops just to stay consistent. 1, 2, 3. What's our next color? Yellow. Yellow is also a primary color. So we're skipping a cup and putting it in here. 1, 2, 3. And what's our last color? Blue. 3 in here too. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now we have a red cup, a yellow cup, and a blue cup. I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to mix the food coloring around in each of my cups. Just so the color is all throughout the water. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to put paper towels inside of these cups. Do you have an idea why we're going to put paper towels inside of these cups? Right, that's how we're going to make our rainbow walk. So I have the half sheets of paper towels. So if you don't have half sheets, you might want to cut them in half. The next thing that you are going to do is you're going to fold your half sheet in half like a hamburger. So it looks like this. Then you're going to cut that sheet in half. You're going to do this 3 times. 3 is like the magic number today. Ooh. So I have 1 cut. Two cuts, and 1 more. Does anyone know how many paper towels we will have once I do this last cut? Hold that answer in your head, and we're going to count them together to see if you are right. So here's my 3rd cut, and I had an extra paper towel, so I'm going to put that off to the side. So let's see how many paper towels we have now that I cut them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did any of you say 6 paper towels? If you did, give yourself a pat on the back or kiss your brain. So we had 3 paper towels and we cut them in half. So we doubled 3. So that's, for my older friends, 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your paper towels and you're going to fold them in half again like a hot dog. So it's a long rectangle now. You're going to do that with all 6 of your paper towels. So you'll have 6 long rectangles. Okay, we're gonna pause for just a minute and we're gonna talk about this observation sheet that I was talking about. So when you click the link down below this video, you will get a website that will take you to a sheet that will look like this. I'm gonna hold it up closer so you can see. So it says walking water or walking rainbow. What do I think will happen? So I want you to talk with your moms and dads, brothers and sisters, whoever you're doing this experiment with, and talk about what do you think is going to happen when we put the paper towels in these cups? Do you think anything's going to happen? And an adult, or if you know how to write, they're going to write on this line what you think will happen. Next, it says illustrate what happens. And then it has 3 jars. So you're going to pick 3 of your cups that you think you're going to draw about. Illustrate. That is something that you are going to draw. When you have an illustrator of a book, that's the person that draws the picture. So it's your turn to draw the pictures of what you think is going to happen. And then at the bottom, we'll talk about that later, it says explain what happened. So after we're done with this whole experiment, we're going to talk about what happened and if your guess or your hypothesis was right. Okay. So before you put in your paper towels, I want you to color your pictures and what you think is going to happen. So I'll give you a second to do that. Did you illustrate your pictures? Good. So now we're going to take our paper towels and I'm just going to fold them in half again just to give it a little bit of a crease. And then I'm going to drape my paper towel into the cup. Just like that. And I'm going to bring the camera over one more time so you can see just how I did this. So here's what it looks like once you drape your paper towels in each of the cups. So this is the very hardest part of the experiment. You have to wait. This experiment takes a long time. So I'm going to keep checking on it throughout the day and I'm going to post pictures to show you what mine looks like. It's probably going to have to sit almost all day. The longer you have it sit, the more you will see happen in your experiment. So I kept mine on a plate so I can very carefully, with help of a friend, lift it up and put it on a counter so no one can touch it, no one can bump it. We don't want to do all of this work and then have someone spill it and then have to start all over again. So have an adult help you carry your cups to a safe place, but somewhere where you can still see to check up on it throughout the day. And I want you, throughout the day, to look at your illustration, look at your drawing, and see if your experiment is starting to look like what your guess is. And then at the end of the day, we're going to come back and we are going to see what our experiment looks like. Since you're watching this video, I've already done mine throughout the whole day. So in a minute, you're going to get to see what my experiment looks like. Moms and dads, if you want your younger friends to see for themselves first before seeing what happens on mine, I would suggest that you pause. I'm going to put a little clip that says pause so they can see for themselves what happens and then check back and see if it's the same as what happened with me. Or if you want your friends to see what the experiment's end product looks like, you can skip through the pause part, you can show them, and then you can try it on your own. I will come back and see you guys real soon and talk about what happened with our walking rainbow experiment. See you soon. Hi everyone, I wanted to do a quick check-in with all of you real quick. We've hit our 4-hour mark on the experiment, so congratulations for being so patient. I noticed that when I looked in my cups that the water was getting really low. So I decided to put a little more water in each of the cups because I wasn't sure if the rainbow would continue to move into the different cups if it was that low on water. So when you hit this mark in your experiment, just check. Depending on how much water you started with, you may or may not have to add a little bit more water, but I wanted to check in with you as we continue this experiment together. Hi everybody, welcome back from our 5-hour long experiment. I noticed that between the 4-hour and 5-hour mark, there wasn't much of a difference. You can leave your experiment out longer if you would like to see if there are any changes, and I'd actually be curious to know if there are any changes after that. But for the sake of time and editing, I am going to stop at our 5-hour mark. I think this is a really cool experiment. We started off with red, yellow, and blue, and we have all of the colors of the rainbow, and they're in order. This is how color mixing works. When we started with red and added yellow, when they mixed together and traveled from the paper towels into each other, it made what color? Orange, you're right. And then when we had our yellow and our blue together, when they started to travel and mix together, it made green. And lastly, when we had our red and our blue together, they traveled and made purple. I hope that you had fun with this experiment. I hope that your hypothesis was correct or pretty close to correct. I am interested to see what all of you have to say about this experiment and how it worked for you. And I will see all of you tomorrow. I have another color mixing activity tomorrow, so stay tuned. Bye, guys.